What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Gregory and the crew.
My bad. What's up? It's your boy, Gregory. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let me start off by saying, no, I ain't going to start off by saying it. Mo, kick that in, man.
Hey, you know what it is. The views expressed on Dope Living TV are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. If you don't like
That's
it,
right.
Get your own show, baby.
Get your own damn show. I love it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, man, we're going to have a great show today. We had a fantastic show yesterday with the authors of the Distinguished Authors Guild, okay? Number shot up. Gina had to text me. She said, Greg, look. I'm like, yeah. But
Yes.
It was great, okay? And tonight is not going to be any different, right? We have some wonderful authors, all right, nominees for the Distinguished Author Guild Award Show, which is coming up November the 7th at Studio Area Theater 47. Did I get it?
You're going to get it right after the show.
Days, on the
Was that
7th
right?
of November.
After the show.
Okay. It always happens after the show. But again, these ladies are amazing in their own rights, all right? And Gina, let's get it started.
Man, I am so excited. We have had a fun-filled month. We have talked to all of the Distinguished Authors Guild nominees. Tonight is the last night that we're going to have conversations with them as nominees. We will be bringing back the winners. So I don't know who it's going to be, so don't ask me. I don't know yet. But we have had such wonderful conversations, finding out what their journey is. They gave us the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah. Writing books might, on the outside, look like a lot of fun, but these authors are here to tell you what they had to go through to get that book from pen and paper to a published book. So we're going to start off by bringing on a few people that you probably going to recognize. They've been Distinguished Authors Guild winners in the past. They have new books. They continue to write, man. I'm telling you, they get down. They get down. They don't stop at one book. They continue to write, and they continue to submit their books to the Distinguished Authors Guild because we are here to promote their books. Not just their books, though. We promote their platform, their complete platform. We let them know that this is a business and you handle your books as a business. That's exactly what it is. So we're going to start off with our very own Fyre Marshal. We're going to bring her on, and she's looking beautiful.
Hey, Gina, I asked you before the show started. Gina, I asked you before the show started, why the hell they call you Fyre Marshal? She told me why.
We're gonna give her a minute to explain to everyone. You can't be the only one to do, girl. We can't. We're gonna give her. We're gonna bring everybody on, and we'll let her explain why Fyre Marshal.
It's not fire. It's not fire.
Our next guest, you may also recognize because she was a Distinguished Authors Guild Award winner last year. D, what year did you, Fyre Marshal, what year did you win?
It was 23, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. 2023. So we have another Distinguished Authors Guild winner who won last year. So she's still fresh in the game. And she came out with, I think, 3 children's books. So let's bring on LaTanya Woodson. You got it, bro. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello. Now, you in the children's books, you know what? I'm a children's book writer. And I find it a little bit easy for me to write children's books. I'm trying to figure out how these authors that write all of these different genres, how you disconnect from one genre to the next. So I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about that, because that ain't even in me. I'm gonna continue to write children's books because that's my wheelhouse. But you doing it in all kind of directions. So you got to tell us how you're doing that and how you put the pieces together. But before you do that, we're going to bring on our next guest. It's going to be a pleasure to meet her because I see her all over the place and I love her name. Let's bring on Blaque Diamond. Ooh, I love Blaque Diamond.
Thank you so much for having me here.
What up, Blaque? What up, Blaque?
Hi, everybody.
I'm Blaque.
Hey.
Blaque.
Yours is BLAQUE.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you get that right. But
and
you know what?
Hey, Gina, it ain't Black Q, Negroes. It's Black.
Blaque. She's French. It's Blaque.
I've heard so many different renditions of it. I have people of other name, and I tell them it's okay. I said, color, that's my name. I'm African American, but that's my name. So I said, if you feel better about it, just say the whole name. And then this way, you feel comfortable with yourself. So some people do.
That's your government name?
That's my government name.
Wow.
Okay.
I thought that was a name she was using as a pseudonym or something.
Well, you were wrong.
That is my name.
I like it.
Hey, we got to put some respect on that name. And then we have, last but absolutely not least, we have a new nominee coming in, and it's going to be a pleasure to meet her as well. I'm telling you, I can't wait until the 7th, November 7th, when we can actually meet face to face with a lot of these authors. Let's bring on Seant'a Conyers.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wow, look at this panel. This panel looks so beautiful. We do have one more author coming on. He's going to be on a little late. Your favorite author, Tony Bunion. He will be here today. So we'll be happy to have him on as well. But in the meantime, we have some beautiful ladies on here.
Yeah, we do. We got some beautiful ladies and beautiful authors, beautiful talent here on the show tonight. Okay, I'm trying to see where I can rearrange these. Mo, I think I'm gonna have to put you next to me, so and let Gina mingle in with all the rest of them. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. So now we got 5 beautiful women on stage. Okay. Yeah, you too, Gina. I gotta give you your props. All right. And we're just gonna have a great conversation. This is not an interview, ladies. This is a conversation. We want you guys to feel as comfortable as possible, and just feel free to make sure that we give all the information about your books. Let everybody know about your books. Okay, so Gina, go ahead.
Yes, we definitely want to know about your journey, because I always say this, and I will continue to say this. Authors do more than write books. And you ladies are going to talk about not just your books, but everything you're doing, because we wear all kind of hats all the time. And people don't realize, all that we go through, even with the journey of book writing. That's a journey within itself. So let's start with you, Fyre Marshal. You got to tell everybody what that name is all about.
Well, a lady read a couple of the poems I wrote, and that's what she started calling me.
What poems did you write, Fyre Marshal?
I wrote some erotic poems.
Okay, all right.
So that
what's the name of that book? I know they want to know.
The name of the book is Pornetry. It is a new dimension of erotic poetry.
Listen to that twist on words. What's the name again?
Pornetry.
Get that book, y'all.
Yes, it is definitely a unique read.
So just leave it on.
You know what?
like that.
You won in 2022, and it took a little while before your next book came out. Why the hiatus?
It was during the pandemic that I actually started writing these erotic poems. Had no intentions of publishing whatsoever.
That's what your mouth said.
My book coach encouraged me to do it. She said, Deidre, look, or Fyre Marshal, look, you cannot let this just sit. You've got to put it out there. Somebody needs to read it. That genre is popular. There are people who want to hear what it is that you have to say. So don't just leave it. And I agonized over it a little bit, but I decided, why not? It came to me naturally. It is part of my gift. And so I decided, why not? I'll do it. And Fyre Marshal just got busy, and we worked on it over a couple of years in different phases and got it done.
Fyre Marshal got busy.
That's what she said. Busy. I'm going to write this down, baby. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to write this one down.
Fyre Marshal got busy, y'all.
I hear you.
Don't take it in the context that that Greg is trying to send it out.
And wrote some pornetry. And wrote some pornetry. You know what? Before the show is over, I'm gonna have to hear some of this pornetry. Can we say it on the air here, Gina?
I have some that is safe.
Okay. No, I want to say. I don't want to say.
He wants the book to catch on fire in your hand. In other words, what he's saying.
Yeah. I don't want to burn nobody.
We got a whole hour. So every audience members, she may do a poem. Okay, so make sure you have your lotion and your towels ready. So Gina, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. LaTanya, you have moved.
Look down. See that? Michelle, she's on. Pop right on when you said that.
Greg is crazy.
LaTanya, you have moved from nonfiction to children. So tell me, how do you pivot into the different genres like that?
Well, it was the children's series is dedicated to my grandchildren. So it wasn't a challenge because the series it's teaching school-age children, toddlers and school-age children, essential skills through the eyes of a dog. And whenever my grandchildren came over, we would just talk, and we would talk about safety. We would talk about staying safe and what they should do, about not talking to strangers. We would talk about if someone tried to bully them, or they should not be a bully, respect for themselves and others. And it just turned into a book. I have a dog named Romeo. It's a family pet. Everyone loves Romeo. And children, they always listen to adults. We're always in their face. So what better way to have a dog teach them about safety, diversity and inclusion, mental health. So I have a 3-part series, and it's called What's Up Romeo, WHAZ, Up Romeo. And then the first book is Do Not Talk to Strangers. What's up, Romeo? My friend is different. So what? What's up, Romeo? I'm sad. Let's talk about it. So I try to use language and lingo that a kid would pay attention to. And it all comes from a dog.
Children love animals. So you went in a great direction, because that always catches children's attention. Are these books that they can read on their own?
They can read on their own. And then also I encourage parents to sit down and read to their children as well. And it can also be used in a classroom. And I'm not going to say that parents do not readily talk to their kids about essential skills, but these books will be a great guide for you to talk to your kids. It's also specific where it asks questions at the end of the book. So, for instance, what's up, Romeo? Do not talk to strangers. All children lives in different communities. So, what may occur in one community may not be in another community. So, in the book, at the back of the book, it says, what would be a person or who would you go to if you don't feel safe? In our community, it may be a teacher, or it may be someone from the fire department, or it may be someone else. In another community, it could be something else. So the book has questions at the end of it. It also has poems, and it's a great read. It's a great quick read. It's not too detailed because children have short attention span.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of use your grandchildren to help you write the book, gave you the inspiration, and also to be mindful of your audience.
Absolutely. And one of the books that have really been getting a lot of the attention is What's Up, Romeo? I'm Sad. Let's talk about it. And it talks about mental health awareness. And I personally thought that I work in that area. I work in the healthcare field where we talk about, or we mental health awareness and make people aware of, self-care and taking care of themselves, especially when they're going through bouts of depression, anxiety, stress. And I was asked to go and talk to an elementary school. And these were like kindergarten through fifth grade. And I was thinking, mental health is too heavy to talk to children. Well, when I went to the school, that's what they were talking about. That's what they were learning about.
Well,
And I had 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds saying, it's okay if mommy needs some time to herself. It's okay if, the family needs to go and talk to someone, a therapist.
Well, you think about, even today, that mess happening when them kids getting killed, those two got killed today. I mean, that's that's a reality of today.
Right.
So, I mean, that was tragic, really tragic today. But that's something that's to become their reality. I can't even think about nothing like that in school, unless you went to the counselor for being, getting in trouble like me and Greg used to get in trouble all the time in school.
Yeah, and when I was growing up, and I'm sure many of us, when we were growing up, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about mental health, or maybe we just didn't have a name for it. The name of it was "Don't Go Down the Street because that family is crazy." It's a crazy person that lives in that house.
Right. I'm laughing, but that's the truth,
For real.
Exactly.
Or that side of the family, is something going on with them.
Right.
And I can even remember, they're not all there. But now we have a name for it. And children need to know the proper name.
Okay.
Wow, that's awesome that you can be that candid with children. I think I would feel the same way. Let's tread lightly with this subject with children, but you think about the
you can't
6-year-olds and 7-year-olds that are committing suicide, and I think it has changed with social media and all that they see on social media. It has taken a toll on our young children. So
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And you bring up a great point, Miss Gina, because even with suicide, you have to talk about it because children are harming themselves. And a lot of parents feel like if you don't talk about it, it'll go away. or you don't want to put that in the mind of a child or an individual. But even if you say, hey, what's going on? Are you thinking about harming yourself? You have to address the elephant in the room. You cannot just not talk about it. And you have to educate children at an early age that it's okay not to be okay. And you need to talk about it.
Right.
But great for you for, even thinking of addressing that issue and then implementing it. That's one thing to think about what's happening around us. And it's another thing to actually take action with it.
Absolutely.
Move over to, I'm calling you Seant'a. So is that correct?
No, it's Seant'a.
Seant'a, okay.
Oh, okay.
We're close.
Seant'a.
Yeah, I guess everybody do that.
Everybody does it, yes.
Yeah.
And most people do not get it right. So she was actually
Not me. I knew it was Seant'a in the first place.
You knew it was Seant'a?
Oh, no, I don't believe him one bit. He knew it when you told him it was Seant'a. Seant'a, you have 2 books that were nominated, correct?
I do.
Tell us about your books.
One was wrote in 2017 called Being Pretty is Hard Work. A lot of people, that title they thought I was being a little biased, so they read the book. That one is more or less targeted, not just for women, but for men as well. It talks about women being pretty on the outside, but your inside is not as pretty. And it's really needed in today's world because
that's bold, Seant'a. That's bold.
Well, you got a lot of women out here, their focus is the outside. And
that's right.
The moment they start talking and nothing comes out. And so I can relate to that because at one time I was that woman. So I just took the pain and turned it into my purpose. The second one was wrote during the pandemic as well. It came out in 2021, and it's Please Do Not Say You Love Me. Those are 4 letters that are used very loosely, that people really don't understand the meaning when you tell somebody I love you. A lot of people say those words, but really don't understand. Most of my books are biblical, so I talk a lot about God. And the first book, Please Don't Say You Love Me, basically was me soul searching and finding myself in God. And a lot of the past hurt that I have, I've been through a lot for somebody who's only 50 years old, but I just started searching and God showed me my purpose, and he used my pain to help someone else. Being pretty is hard work. People think attractive women have it easy. Yes, there is a thing as pretty girl privilege, but it also comes with repercussions and some things that we don't want to deal with. And just as women, a lot of women's hearts are they're not pure. It's so easy to clean up the outside, put lashes on and redo your hair. During this time of me writing this book, God stripped me of everything, from the lashes, from the weave, he just made me learn to love myself not from what I look like, but from my heart. And it just made me learn myself a little more. A lot of times, people they have lashes and hair weave and they're getting the BBLs, but there's so much pain inside their heart that needs to be addressed. And so that pain comes in their actions, in their words. So being pretty is hard work. It is deeper than just the look. It goes towards, it's like a target to your heart, and people need to search their heart, because a lot of us, we don't search our hearts. We don't have a clue. Deep. Yeah.
That's deep. How have your books been? I'm sorry, I'll go and then you can. How have your books been accepted by women, especially?
They have been accepted by women, and I've had men and women both read my books. And there's been times that men have came to me and said, "Well, I never knew that I put that type of pressure on a woman." Women accept my books once they get into it. Like I said, most time they read the cover or they see the title and then they start reading it. Most women have told me they've read it just because of the title. So they thought I was going in to talk about a woman who's just pretty and has the world wrapped in her hands when that wasn't true. I really broke down what happened as being an attractive woman, from the men that you attract, how some men treat you. I break down, an abusive man. I am a survivor. So I break down some of that because a lot of times we don't know what that looks like. I break down emotional abuse because a lot of times people feel like because you're not being punched in the face that you're not being abused. But emotional and mental abuse is worse than physical abuse, because your black eye is going to heal up or your broken arm is going to heal. But the words that were told to you never goes away. You have to learn how to understand that you are not what somebody told you that you are. So I break down that information. Women do. I also talk about how not only have I got bad or issues from men, but I also talk about how women have an issue with a woman that is attractive as well. Just to walk in a room and it can, the envy. And she doesn't even know the woman just based off how she carries herself, and without even speaking to her. And that's not a good thing to have, because that's also showing the ugly that's in your heart as well, because you're judging a woman based off her looks, but you really don't even know who she is as a person. And most women that look pretty on the outside are not, their face and their heart and their mouth does not match.
Wow. Now that's a different type of book.
Let me ask this question real quick. So this is 2025, and you wrote these books in 2017,
2017 and 2021, the other one.
What took you so long to submit a book or push your book to the level of being nominated for an award?
Well,
because you were so pretty?
No. That's not going to do it. I don't know. I took a time after COVID. Before COVID, when my first book hit, I was out here, like it was released, and I was doing a lot of speeches and going places. I was on catching planes, being awarded for a few other things. And when COVID hit, I really just wanted to take the time to just be still. I am writing another book. Although I told myself I wasn't going to write another book and that I was done. So I just took some time to just relax and not be so busy. I am also a busy person. I am in school full time, and I also work 2 jobs full time.
Wow.
So
I don't know how you.
We got to get y'all out of these jobs. This authorship is just this can be so great and can be so fulfilling if you stay focused. I mean, all this other stuff, the world comes, life be life, and ain't that what you said, Gina? Life
it
be
does.
life, but
it does. Lives, and I had a child that I needed to send off to college. Because I have 2 boys, and I had a grandchild that I had to help take care of to keep him going. And life just got in the way, and I just set the books aside and just said, I actually told myself I did not want to write no more. But I know it's my purpose. I have people all the time saying, "Where's your 3rd book?" And there is a 3rd book, and I'm sure it'll be released soon, but there is a 3rd book. God gives me my books. A lot of people ask me, how do I write? How did I get started? I tell people I don't write from my head. I write from my heart. When you write from your head, you can make up any story that you want to because you're writing from your head. I write from my heart. So since I write from my heart, I have to wait for those words to come to me, and literally God normally tells me what to write. And that's how I write my books.
Good enough.
So humble. very, very humble. And those books are definitely needed. I mean, just
Where the
listening
humility
to
at?
your story.
I'm looking for the humility. Where the humility at?
But just hearing your story, I want to pick the book up and read it, you know, because I think as women, we all go through that in some stages of our life. Mm-hmm. We all go through those stages where we're being envied, or, you know, we get $600 because we're pretty.
Hold on, let me move her back. Let me move her back.
Wait.
So we all can relate.
Say it again. You get
Hey, that's the inside joke, ladies. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, something y'all find out about way later on.
Right. But yes, I think every woman can relate to that at some stages in their life, or stages they may be going through. It's so true.
Yeah, when I wrote the book, I thought it was because my book was for my healing, but once it got released and published, there were so many women that related to it. I was really surprised. Mm-hmm. I was in shock.
That's why we're waiting on the third book.
It's coming. It's coming.
Awesome.
Blaque Diamond.
Blaque Diamond.
I'm sorry.
I never met anyone by the name of Blaque.
Blaque.
Never.
Blaque.
And so her name, the name alone, you can name a book Blaque Diamond and we'll buy it.
I agree.
Yep, that's so true.
Come on, you're doing a lot. You have your own podcast. You're all over the place. I've seen you with all these different awards and being nominated. You are really, really doing your thing. Tell us about your book.
For one, I don't consider myself an author. I think that's an author is someone like Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, because that wasn't something I wanted to do. I think that's something that's got to be in your heart to want to do, to be able to write or be an author, become an author. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to go to school, to Howard University, to be an international judge. So this wasn't even a part of my life at all. But life happened. And I started, my first book is In My Mother's House, which was kind of ironic to write a memoir when I've never written any other books. Most people write memoirs after they've written other books. Well, I wrote that book because I didn't think I was going to survive. I thought that someday I will have children that will have children. I'll be a grandmother. And I wanted them to know about me because I'm the only person that could tell them who I really am. People may say she's this, she's that, and give them what they may think, but I wanted them to know the truth because we were on the run for a while. Somebody had put a hit out on us. So I just wanted, if they survived it, I didn't want to survive it. I wanted them to survive it. And when it came back and I saw my picture on it, I said, oh, wow, the book did come back. It was published. And it wasn't a hallelujah jumping up and down celebrating. It was just, now they have something and let's just keep it moving. And that's what I did. Most of my books, if not all of them, are from lived experience. My book that came after that was children's books, a series of children's books on foster care and adoption. It's the Stacey F series of children's books. And we also did a coloring book that came along with it. So I really enjoyed doing that book. But that book came about because my nephew, at the time, he was my nephew, I adopted him, had asked why was I adopting him and why was he in foster care, and he didn't know. So I decided to tell him his truth as far as what I knew of why he was in foster care. And I asked him, I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, but I wasn't even okay with his story. I was like, wow, this kid is saying he's okay. But I felt like I needed a therapist or something just after telling him. But I just happened to look across him, and over his shoulder, his baby sister was there. And I said, someday she's going to ask me the same question, and I'm not going to be prepared. So I started writing it down, and it became the Stacey F series of children's books. And as a matter of fact, Stacey is a real little girl. She's my little girl. Well, she's not so little right now. She's almost, I'm looking forward to her turning 18 in a couple of months. So if there's anybody that's wanting somebody to be 18, it's me. So we wrote those books within, the book was supposed to be one book when we divided it, and they came out in 2015. So 4 of those books came out in 2015. I think it was September, October, November, and December. So we pushed those books out. And it was important for them to come out, as well as being a social worker. I felt as though I knew a little bit about what the process was. No, I have never been a foster child, but I've been working in the field for over 40 years. And I became a parent, and I didn't realize I was a teen parent until I was in my 40s. Some may ask, well, how did you not know? Well, I had taken custody of my niece. And at the time, I was just focusing on taking care of her. I wasn't trying to think about being a parent. I was just trying to think about how am I going to take care of her when I'm still in high school and barely making ends meet myself and just braiding hair. You know, back in that time, braiding hair gets you a couple of dollars. So they went with whatever I needed to do. But the biggest thing was standing in court, trying to get custody of her, sweating and everything, just praying that the judge didn't ask me how old I was, because if he had asked me how old I was, I would have never got her. So he asked me every question there was, did I have a job? Well, yeah, I did. I was braiding hair, but he never asked me what kind. He asked me, did I have a home? Yeah, I did have a home. I was living with my mother, but he never asked me, did I own it? So I wasn't lying to him. Some people may say I was omitting, but he asked the question, I gave him the answer. And by the time we was finished, I walked to a corner and I just wanted to throw up. I honestly did. Excuse me for saying it, because I said, boy, oh boy, this man had asked me how old I was. I would have to tell him I was 17 years old. He would never gave me my niece, and I did not want her to go into foster care. So he granted me custody, and I was just so grateful, to smiling and happy. And it just was just a new beginning. But it was a new beginning of what I didn't think was where I was going to be at today as a parent, or parenting 14 children now. So that one started the trend of me saying yes, 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 yes. But out of those 14, 3 of them are my biological. But I always say they're all my children, so it doesn't matter. I parented 14 children. And it's just been a journey. We went on to finish the children's book, but then I thought about the teenagers that's in foster care, that they're very hard to place. Nobody wants them because they figure, and some people say that they're damaged, they're going to cause trouble, that you don't know what you're doing if you take on those children. And I sat back and I listened to my siblings talk about where they grew up at in the Bronx, New York. And it just was so exciting to me that what they did, and it was at the time where you can leave your front door open and go food shopping, you can go on a trip and everything else. Your stuff will still be in the house. Nobody would break in. And I just loved hearing the stories. I was jealous. Yes, I was, because I wasn't born in that time. But they would always tell the stories. And I just sat there saying, wow, I wish I was there. So what I did was I took the name of the address that my family lived in, and I called it 1380 Prospect Avenue, not Another Bronx Tale, because this was not Another Bronx Tale. And we did the book, and we also did a trailer, but COVID hit, so we couldn't do the full movie. So we stopped in the middle of COVID. So I didn't want to get anybody's children infected with, or put them at risk with COVID. So we just stopped, and we just never turned back. So I just continued to write. And I co-authored many books with people. That's not something that I like, and I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. And I don't want to say why, but I just don't think that that's something that I want to do. I'm good doing it the way that I'm doing. And it's easier for me just to do solo, because I've been solo all my life. So I think that it's easier for me to do. But we came out with a few other books behind that book. One of them, my current book, is called The Habitual Liar, and there's no error in the way that it's spelled. It's spelled just like I meant it. But what I do is, if someone's buying from me, I ask them, how old are they? And if they're telling me they're under 21, I'd rather not sell it to them, because there's things that's said in the book that, even though, again, that they're 18, I don't think that it's appropriate for them to hear. When I started writing the first 2 chapters, and my 2 daughters saw it, they said, Mom, you're not putting that out. I said, well, why not? They said, this is not even like you. I said, I know it's not like me. I'm shocked myself that I'm even writing this book. And I was really surprised. But what happened in that book, I I wound up having to see a therapist. It took me 5 years to write that book. And in those 5 years, I saw a therapist because I almost lost myself in that book. Because my books, I have to really get involved in them. And so I have to be a part of the character. And some of the things she went through, I put myself through in order to be able to deliver this book to the readers. So I had to be very careful. I had to see psychiatrists and a therapist to make sure that I was still grounded. And I'm not even going to say my boots was on the ground, because my boots was everywhere with this one. And it really touched my heart. You know, when people look at the title, they think one thing. When they get to maybe the 6th chapter, they're still thinking the same thing. But by the time they end, at the end of the book, they're thinking what I think that I'm thinking. Like, I can't believe I ended the book that way. I really can't believe that that's something that I did. So we followed it up with the cracks in the surface, cracks in the surface, strengths in the core, not easily broken. And that book is for the panel that we brought about this year. It was a pilot program, and the people, the individuals, a lot of them are D.A.G ambassadors and nominees who participated in that panel. And some of them said that, you know, I'm not going to be doing the work in this book. I'm not doing no homework. And they wind up doing the work. They did the work in the book. And when I say they did the work, they had me crying many a times because they did the work and it was just so personal. And I told them, I said, don't think because I wrote this book that I'm not doing the work. I'm doing the work right along with you. One thing about me is when I write a book, I never read it. I write it and I just let it go. I don't read it because most of the time I've lived that life. I need to relive it again. So I just write and I go on. I get asked with The Habitual Liar, will I write the second book? I said, well, I'm already on the 3rd book. And they said, well, what happened to the 2nd book? I said, well, the 2nd book is not a book, it's a thing. So I'm going to leave it there, that it's a thing. And I'm enjoying the thing that it is. And I'm going to surprise, I'm surprising myself right now with the thing. And it just was, it's just amazing. This thing is just amazing. And I'm hoping people understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing it to insult anyone at all, because that's not who I am. Even when I'm doing my podcast, I say to my guests, if at any point in time that something is said, that's not my intention. So I usually give them questions so they would know where I'm coming from, so there's no surprises. But I just shifted things a little bit this year where I just give them the topics of what we're going to be discussing. So there's, in some way, they're prepared. But Dr. Carolyn Stevens, she has been a blessing to me with both of these books, and she also sat on consultant in the event that someone, whether it was a panelist or whether it was someone who was a listener or just observing that they needed someone, so I can put them in a breakout room and they can connect with her to speak with her, because I'm a trauma-informed parent coach. I cannot do therapy, and I always tell people I am not a therapist nor am I a psychiatrist. So that's what I do. To me, I just love doing that, and I think I'm going to have more time to do it now. I'm officially retired next month, so I'm just, I don't even know where life is going to lead me with that decision. I cried. Yes, I did. I cried up until Friday. As a matter of fact, I cried up until yesterday when I walked out of the office. So I have until now, until then, just to relax. I don't have any more work to do. I don't owe them anymore, so I'm just using my time. But it's hard and it's difficult when you work with who are like your family. Thank you. These individuals, when I say my supervisor, I've never met anybody like this before. I've never, you can take me back 20 years and I would say the same thing. I have never seen anybody like her before. She let me be me, but she came in when she needed to step in. And it wasn't too many times that she did, because I've learned so much from her. For the 2 years that I was with her, I've learned more about the Department of Social Services than I have my entire lifetime. And being put in the positions where you do policies and practices practice, I've learned a lot about policies, and I enjoyed teaching policies to new state workers. So I'm going to miss that as well. So,
don't cry on the show, though.
Just being where I'm at right now. I'm not. It's just a lot that it's a lot that I have going on right now.
Don't cry on the show.
I think they do it like this.
I don't know how to do it.
You don't know. You don't have a heart, so he can't do it.
It's just a journey. I've been on the journey. In between all of that, I mentioned that somebody had put a hit out on us, and then I found that my husband was deceased for 3 weeks and didn't know, wasn't told. He had identification in his pocket, had all my stuff with him, and they didn't tell me. And the authorities knew.
Oh my gosh.
I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So 6 months after he had passed, we witnessed a murder and we had to go into protection. So you had mentioned that I'm quiet. It's not that I'm quiet. I just try to feel people out first to see who is who. And I do that when I enter rooms because I still don't know who is who. It's not me walking around thinking I'm better than anybody. It's just that I still look over my shoulder. My children, they're fine. I'm mama bird. I have to make sure. So, some of the things that we went through, my children went through, I cry because I feel like I put them through that. Who do you know don't teach their children about the birds and the bees, but instead you're teaching them how to play dead in the event that somebody enters your home? Right. Teaching your son how to drive and for that each child is common. One person got all the bottles of water and food out of the closet. He's
breaking up.
Yeah, I think we have a
was in the car. If you didn't see me, keep going to the next location.
We can see you. We just can't hear you. You're breaking.
If I don't catch up with you, you know exactly what to do. So this is just where my life is at right now. But I do enjoy the people that I have met. I think there's some wonderful people. I've gotten to know so many people through D.A.G. So many of them that I feel as though that I know them already, that I can trust. And I'm not a person that trusts easily. So, if you see me, if I'm at D.A.G., it's not me ignoring you. I'm still surveying the room to see who's in there, to see how comfortable I am. And that's all.
We're going to make you talk.
Very understanding.
We're going to make you talk.
I can talk. I talk. Once I get myself started, you're probably saying, "Dang, could she ever shut up?" But
we're saying that now. But
I can talk. So yeah, and that's just my life. That's just who I am, and I'm just taking it one step at a time.
Well, you know what? We're very happy to have you. I know you've been a very positive voice through D.A.G. A lot of, like you said, a lot of the D.A.G. nominees have partnered with you. I think you have the 100 authors. Is that
yes, I'm also with my podcast is with Angela Thomas Smith. She has been wonderful to me. She's the one that brought me into podcasting when I told her no, absolutely not. I don't have anything to talk about. Nobody wants to hear anything I want to say. I can't do this. So now I'm building a platform with the panel, and this will be our second year going into the panel, and we're building our platform on mental health. And we're touching on some other things. So I'm just kind of really busy right now, just trying to feel who I am and what I'm supposed to be. So I'm just wait till.
I think you're doing a great job at it. You're doing a very good job at it. And,
I just take it step by step.
Even to share the story that you went through, share your background, that takes strength. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be on here talking to anybody.
It took some time.
But now we know the name where she got the diamond part from. She hard as hell. I mean,
well, a black diamond is the rare form of diamond. It's before it even gets to this, So yeah, when I hear the name Blaque Diamond, I think it's something that's pure and beautiful and pure, because it's a very pure diamond.
Yeah.
But I want to pivot over to, I know we're running out of time, but if we go over, that's fine, because this is our show and we can do that. I want to pivot over to Fyre Marshal. I want to talk about your experience with D.A.G in 2022, because 2022 was a lot different than 2024 and 2025. So tell us your experience with it.
So I have been a little bit on the other side of the spectrum. My book back in 2022 was actually an inspirational journal for people who have experienced abuse. And it came from just being, someone asked me to write a poem for a women's shelter where women were being rescued from sex trafficking. Something happened. I don't know what happened with the person that asked me to do that, but it never went anywhere. So when I started to write, I started to pray for these women. And it occurred to me that there were things that they needed because they've been through such trauma, but I didn't want them to feel like they were being held hostage with that trauma, and that they were free. And so the name is Released. And that book, it turned from a poem into a book. It has a few poems in it, but it has inspirationals. There are pages for them to reflect on what's being said. Very encouraging, very empowering, something that will hopefully pull people out of the depths of depression, of sadness, of fear, and get on with their life and realize that you're released. So that was where I started with D.A.G. Gina, I don't even remember how we met or anything. I just know.
I don't either, but it was a connection.
There was some sort of connection.
I mean, Fyre Marshal, I told you to connect with her, remember?
You did. So it was Greg. Oh, we have to give him.
I never get no credit for nothing.
We have to give him a golden star.
Because, you did good, bro. For the first time.
I know I did. I always do good. I always do good.
We want to thank you.
Yes, thank you, Greg. That was a very good connection.
But you also, in your background, is that one of your paintings?
Yes, it is. So
I thought I recognized it.
One of the things that struck me recently, and I wrote a quote that says, "There is no such thing as a creator who is not multifaceted." No one I know who is creative only does one thing. For me personally, I knew some of my creativity back in the day in high school and junior high and all of that. But there was a lot that I didn't learn until after 40. I didn't realize that I could write poetry. I didn't realize that I was a songwriter. I didn't realize that I could write a book. I mean, there were just so many things that I didn't know that came to me. And then I am one who is easy to embrace what's given to me. So when God blesses me with a gift, I embrace it and I run with it. And painting was one of them. I started painting in 2017, and my paintings were selling from the beginning. I've been asked to come and paint during worship. I've done commissions for people, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do because they have meaning. Even though my paintings are abstract, they have meaning behind them. I write poems to go with them. They have a lot of depth that I share with those who purchase. And the same thing with the songwriting, same thing with the poetry. Everything I write has some meaning behind it. And it is really something that can appeal to whoever is reading that particular genre. So I don't feel that I have any barriers. As far as I'm concerned, if God gives it to me, then I can do it. I
Yeah, man.
don't think about age. I don't think about any of those things. If he wants me to do something, if he wants me to do an instrument, I'll do it. So yeah, I do a lot, and I encourage everybody, all of these authors, just be open and free, because there may be a lot more for you to do besides writing.
So let me ask you a question. Your music that you write, the songs that you write, are they registered here in Nashville? ASCAP?
In Nashville, I am with BMI.
Yeah, that'd be in my here.
Yeah, I have my songs with BMI. Only 2 of the songs that I've written are published. One is on a very popular gospel album that people probably have heard of, called Praise Is What I Do by Shekinah Glory Ministry. I wrote one of the songs on there, and that album went gold. So I have a gold record, y'all.
I'm gonna send you a premise on a song I've been thinking about this in my head.
And so, yeah, I've written probably over 50 songs, but I've only had 2 of them published. I'm not a musician. I don't know how to write music or anything like that. So hopefully one day I will connect with a musician, and we could be like an Ashford and Simpson.
Awesome. Awesome. Multi-talented. Let me ask you something, LaTanya. A lot of people don't know that you have a book with your initials in it, LRW.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
It's Learn, Release, Walk. It's my name, LaTanya Rochelle Woodson, and it targets women. And much like the other authors, I started writing during the pandemic. And I also say that during that time, everyone was going through something, but it resulted differently. And when I was going through some challenges and some depression and stress and anxiety, I sought spiritual counseling, and I've called several places throughout the where I lived and some of the surrounding cities. And I was told that the wait was 3 to 6 months during that time, which told me that I wasn't the only one that was going through something. So I prayed, and God said to write as a form of self-therapy.
Yes, it is.
And it, as I indicated, it targets women, and it talks about emotional management. And what we need to do as women to take care of our emotional health, manage our emotions, and sometimes the way that we present ourselves in certain situations, that we need to, make certain that what we're doing is of God and not of our flesh. So my foundation is also spiritual. I come from a spiritual perspective, and it has really been a journey after that book. Last year, I was recognized in the inspirational category, and I want to thank Miss Gina and her team, and also Dr. Carolyn Stevens for their support, their mentorship, because that had helped me to birth my children's series. And I thought after birthing the children's series, that would be it. But now I'm working on a workbook for Learn, Release, Walk. So in Learn, Release, Walk, it's a book that has poems, that has you could journal. It goes in sessions, session learn. There's a session for release, and there's a session for walk. And once you read each session, you can journal. And I thought that was enough, And the women that was reading the book, they were saying, no, we need more. I don't want to write in the book. I said, but that's what you can do. It's a journal as well. So I was led to start working on a workbook, which has been my most challenging piece of work. Learn, Release, and Walk, it was a challenge. The children's book was fun, but the workbook, it has really stretched me. So I'm working on that now. I'm working on that with Dr. Stevens, and prayerfully within the next month or so, it will be published. So,
congratulations.
Yeah. And
every time we think we're at the end, God says, no, you're not done yet. I'm not done with you yet.
Right. And that's the great thing about being a part of D.A.G, because it opens so many other doors for me. Not only, being a part of a podcast and interviewing on radio shows and, collaborating with other authors. I never thought that I would be a part of this, or even, have multiple books. I've co-authored as well. And I love the experience of everything. So I don't have any, negative, experiences with that. But I do love to do some things alone. I love that more so. But I had some great experiences and worked with a lot of various women in various cities. So that was fun as well. But this workbook, that will help me to build a platform where I can go out and I can do workshops and speak on various platforms. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be something that is going to grow me, going to stretch me. I've been in prayer about it, and I'm ready for it.
Oh, I love that. When you say building a platform, that's it right there. You building a platform, not selling books.
Right.
Seant'a, tell me, what legacy would you like to leave behind with your books?
What legacy? The legacy I would leave behind to let people know that you can be anything that you want to be. I mean, no matter what life brings you, and life brings you a lot of pain for some people not so much. I just want to let people know that your pain does not define who you are. Yes. And to use your pain to build your purpose, and whatever you went through in your pain, that's not who you are. Your pain is what developed you. So I just want to let people know, because a lot of people are hurting out here and they think that their pain is the end, when really your pain is the beginning. You just have to sit in it.
Say that, girl.
And to sit in it means you have to, while you're sitting in it, you have to learn your patterns, pay attention to things that cause you your pain, because a lot of times our pain are self-inflicted. And we don't realize it, because it's easier to blame somebody else for our pain instead of looking at ourselves. So the legacy I want to leave is just to let people know that you can become who you want to be despite what you've been through. Use what you've been through to learn your purpose and to discover who you are in life. Because that book, she was right. My books, I started writing, but I also started painting. I love to be out in the yard. Like, all those things are therapy. And if you use what God has given you in your pain, because he's going to show you in your pain. Pain is necessary, I feel like, to get you where you are. I would have never wrote my book if I had not experienced what I had went through in life. I tell people all the time, my books wrote off of my pain, true enough, but I honestly had no clue what I had wrote until they sent me the proof, how they tell you to proofread your book to make sure, it doesn't have any errors. And I started reading it. And it was that moment that I discovered that I'm not, my pain did not define me. I'm actually an overcomer of this. Because in a world, because mental health is very heavy in our world today. It's very heavy. And a lot of these books that we have, I know Blaque Diamond, I want to read The Habitual Liar. Because please don't
you
say
over 21?
I said, I want to read your book, Habitual Liar.
I said, are you over 21?
Yes, ma'am, I'm 50. I want to read your book because Please Don't Say You Love Me was wrote because I was going through a divorce and I had lost everything. And people need to understand what those words really mean in depth. But because they
kind of go hand in hand, don't it?
Yes, they do. And they're very powerful. And I don't think people realize those 4 words are controlling if you really don't understand how deep they are. But my legacy, I just want to let people know that you can overcome, because people act like when things happen in their life, they can't overcome, but you can. And don't let your pain define who you are, because that is not who you are. And do not let people define who you are. All my life, I let people tell me who I was, and who people told me I was not. That's not who I am. That's also not who God says that I am. So you have to let go of the naysayers. I know another reason why I took a big break was because I sat at a lot of tables that I didn't belong to. I sat at tables with a lot of women that I should not have been sitting at. I didn't belong with those tables. I actually prayed and asked God, why am I sitting at those tables? And he said, I never told you to sit down. You need to get up.
I love it.
So don't follow what someone else is doing. Build your own. Be your own. Use your pain. Use it to find your purpose. Your purpose is in your pain. But unfortunately, I hate to tell you, you have to sit in it. You have to sit in it.
Most of that.
I would love to just rewind and follow through Shantae's life. I really would, because she got some knowledge that she's spitting, and the knowledge I can tell is from experience.
Yes.
And it's awesome. So let's go around really quick. Blaque Diamond, tell us the name of your nominated book and where our audience can purchase your book.
The book that was nominated was The Habitual Liar. And you can find it on my website, basicblack.com. It's Black is spelled just like my name. And you'll see other things that's on there. You'll also see the book trailer. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit more. So Shantae, I think that you may just want to look at the website so you can get an idea from the trailer. So it might pique your interest a little bit more. And also the book trailer for the other book is on there as well. So you can reach me that way. Or on Facebook. I'm a Facebook junkie. Instagram, the kids is on there, and they tend to work on my nerve with that. And it's just so many things that's on there that I just don't understand. So I have to get my daughter to decode everything, and by the time she finishes, I'm already done. So I just use the. It's just too much. It's too much for me. I'm still in the flip phone kind of thing, and I'm just good. Thank you. Yep, basicblack.com. That's it. So, and the Renaissance Coach, I'm going to be having that up too, so I can do some coaching. I'm going back into that field, so you can look on there. You'll see all my books on there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What about you, Fyre Marshal? Where can we find your book? What's the name of your book, and where can we find it?
The name of my book is Pornetry, a new dimension of poetic poetry. And you can get it directly from me. Send me an email at Fyre, which is Fyre, Marshal.
That's Fyre.
Fyre.
Yeah.
Marshal with one L, 4 U at gmail.com.
Fyre Marshal for you at gmail.com. I love it. Look, she got the fire right behind her. Look at her.
Right.
Blazing. She has the fire color.
That's the one she painted like she was reading the book. Oh yes.
LaTanya, tell us where we can find the name of your books and where we can find them.
So my website is learnreleasewalk.com, where all of my books can be found. The nominating book is the What's Up Romeo series, and specifically the What's Up Romeo, I'm Sad, Let's Talk About It, that addresses mental health awareness. You can also purchase all books on Amazon, or you can reach out to me through Facebook, LaTanya Woodson, and you can reach me by going through my messenger, and I will reply to you, and we can, I'll reach out and make a connection.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Tell us, Seant'a, where we can find your 2 nominated books, the name of them and where we can find them.
Please Don't Say You Love Me and Being Pretty is Hard Work. Both of them can be found on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. You can also find me on Facebook underneath Seant'a Conyers. My links to my books are on my Facebook pages. I am also on Amazon as Miss All That One, and you can find my book links there as well.
Okay, awesome. I don't know how she's saying being pretty is hard work, because she's sitting there like it's not hard work.
Kind of cruising with it, right?
All right. So you listen, everyone, you can come out November 7th and meet these authors in person, get their books. They will be there. Now you know their journey. So you know them a little bit, you know a little bit about them, but you want to get to know them a little bit more. Come out November 7th to the Distinguished Authors Guild 6th Annual Literary Award Show. We're going to be at Theater 47, right there in Park Forest, Illinois. Go on Eventbrite, get your tickets. The keyword is Distinguished Authors Guild. Come on out. We are going to have such a wonderful time. Our champagne gala we start off with, the networking, and it's such a wonderful time. And then we move into the entertainment. There's great entertainment for you all. And then we move into the award show. And that night, we will find out who the award-winning authors are.
Mo,
all right, turn it over to you, bro.
Well, I enjoyed everything here tonight, Seant'a. I know that bringing power in your steps, because basically, you know, God puts those steps so you can go up, not down or break away from them. That's the reason why you're doing what you're doing. And Tanya, I bought one of yours last year. We still going through it, but my granddaughter's loving that.
Oh,
we got some business to talk about.
Okay.
See, you don't know.
Thank you. No, you don't. So thank you.
Yeah. And Blaque, I need to really, really get into you. I feel what you're doing, all that right there. That's what we need, sis.
I need that book too. I need that book too.
Thank you.
And I'm over 21.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to card you guys to tell you the truth, but I'll believe you.
Right here.
Some people are gonna come up there with some fake IDs and get one too, all right? But that's all right. Sell your book.
That's all right. I'm from New York, so I know how to do that scan and check to see whether it's real or not.
I did not hear it until she said she's from New York. I did not hear it at first.
Hey man, it has been a pleasure.
Right away.
It's been a pleasure this month, man, to be able to sit down with a lot of these authors and understand, number one, who you are, what you do, and understand the dynamics of the Distinguished Authors Guild. Everybody, get there on time. It's going to be Friday, November the 7th. It's going to be a great show. Please, please, please get there on time so that you can enjoy the festivities, okay? There's going to be food there, champagne. There's going to be an opportunity for everyone to network with everyone. And to really get some ideas so that you can go, because we here at DopelivenTV, man, we're keen on marketing, pushing people out there, making sure that everybody gets the best and the most of the opportunity that they have, okay? And we want to make sure that we discuss that with everyone in a pleasant atmosphere. as opposed to a teaching atmosphere, right? It's a love fest out there. So let's get there on time. Let's have a great time. Blaque Diamond, appreciate you. I love your story. Okay, Seant'a, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. LaTanya, LaTanya, thank you. I feel like I've known you forever. And Fyre Marshal,
you have known her forever.
Hey,
Yes,
we graduated together. Everyone, what'd you say, Mo?
She got a shameless plug she wants to share.
yes. If you are in the Gary area on September 13th, I am hosting my Verses and Vibes, a night of poetry and storytelling. You don't want to miss it. It's at Tiny's Coffee Bar at 555 South Lake Street in Miller Beach. Just come on out. It's a good time. It's very relaxed atmosphere. It's a kickback. Get you something to drink, get something to eat, and join us for some poetry and storytelling.
Some poetry.
Send that to my text message.
Did you say some poetry?
Poetry.
Poetry. You're right. Poetry.
It'll be poetry in that setting.
Y'all understand how his ears perk up when you say porn, not tree.
Right. You don't hear the tree.
Make sure you bring your rubbers. All right. Look, this has been an amazing opportunity for me. I can't speak for everybody, but an opportunity for me because again, I'm not a writer. This is amazing to see that you guys have a process, you guys have a purpose, and that you guys are really, really, really doing it. Okay. I applaud you all. And we can't wait until November 7th. And then after November 7th, the winners will be back here on DopelivenTV. Why am I holding the remote control? The winners will be back here on DopelivenTV to talk about their experience with that. Okay. So, hey, ladies, I applaud you guys. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Congratulations again, ladies.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.
You.
Tomorrow we're gonna let it out, okay? You think we've been letting it out all week, okay? We're gonna let it out tomorrow, okay? And again, another Distinguished Authors Guild nominee, Rachel Gary. She comes on every Thursday. She will be with us Thursday to give us those CEO nuggets, all right? So you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss it, all right? Stay tuned tomorrow, okay? That's right. This is DopelivenTV Live, man. We'll see you guys then, all right? Peace.
Thank you.